From the Mapleview Animal Hospital studios, this is the WHTC Morning News with Gary Stevens and Peg McNichol on 99.7, 1450 WHTC and WHTC.com.
And we welcome you back to the WHTC Morning News for this Thursday, March 18th. Time now for Destination Downtown, presented by the Windmill Restaurant. We are joined by the Executive Director of the Holland Area Visitors Bureau. She is Linda Hart. She joins us via the Zoom connection from her offices. Good morning, Linda. Hope all is well with you and everybody at the CVB.
Good morning, Gary. How are you today?
We are well. We are well indeed. Linda Hart, of course, is the Executive Director of the Holland Area Visitors Bureau, but of course she has also been one of the key figures behind the Holland in Bloom and America in Bloom and Communities in Bloom efforts whenever Holland participates in these national and international tournaments and competitions for urban beautification awareness, which is the main goal of the America in Bloom and Communities in Bloom campaign. Linda, it looks like Holland in Bloom is going to start, shall we say, starting to flex its muscles a little bit after not being pretty much in business last year because of the outbreak.
Oh, that's absolutely right. I think it was the year that wasn't. That's what I've decided to call it. But yeah, we had our first meeting yesterday, I believe it was, or maybe 2 days ago. Doesn't make a difference. But had a chance to figure out what we're going to do for the year, after taking a year off, trying to reserve what funding we had, but still support the community projects that we want to support. We had to take a really hard look at where we are this year and what we're going to do as far as participation. America in Bloom is not doing their national awards program again this year because it does require a lot of travel. Communities just aren't ready for that. Judges aren't ready for that, but we will self-nominate. It was something that they started last year for communities who couldn't participate in the program, but who signed up. But this year it's open season for anybody who's been in the program before, can self-nominate any one of those criteria, not on a population level, but on a criteria level. So environmental efforts, heritage preservation, landscaped areas, floral displays, things such as that. So that's what, as far as our participation with American in Bloom, that's what we will focus on this year, is getting our community ready to self-nominate.
Now, self-nominating is one thing, but one thing that the judges come in, when we've had judges come in, they look at what the community has done, and then they, along with the overall organizing committee, come up with suggestions or ideas of how these communities can enhance what they have done, sort of critique these communities. And when they're not able to travel and can only go basically on a virtual basis, sometimes not having that personal interaction, they just don't know exactly what the community is doing.
Right. That's a really, really good point. A couple of years ago, they changed their judging matrix so that instead of a lot of content or words or what a lot of people considered fluff, it's really a matrix that you're achieving it, you haven't started it, you're exceeding it, and then you have to support that. There is an area that we have continually gotten dinged on is our urban our tree canopy, our urban forestry, and how are we doing in preserving and cataloging our trees is something that we've always had an issue with.
Now, Linda, let's talk a little bit about how the public can get involved with some of the initiatives. One, of course, comes up end of May, beginning of June, the Tulip Dig. Let's first enjoy the flowers. Don't even think about digging them up yet, because we still have a festival to take care of. We still have the snow fencing around to make sure that Bambi and Thumper don't get to those bulbs before we do after the flowers come up. But the Tulip Dig certainly is something the public can get involved with to help the Holland in Bloom initiative.
Yeah, no, it's our only fundraiser. It's our main fundraiser to support not only our participation in American in Bloom and the money that we do to support the projects in the community. And what's even more important is that we use, if we can pick the date or the dates that we want for the dig, we use that as a promotion during tulip time. So come and look at the beautiful flowers. If you want to have a chance to take them home, come back and help us dig them out. So right now we're looking at 2 tentative dates, either Saturday, May 22nd or Saturday, June 5th. It's really going to depend on the status of the flowers and the blooms. The earlier date certainly helps the city because once the tulips come out, the city can go in and start planting the annuals, but it certainly helps the tulips to wait because all those nutrients go back into the bulb. So those are the 2 dates that we're looking at right now, certainly extremely important for us.
And the other thing that I want to point out is something you've been involved with as well. It is the Oz project and dealing with the presentation of the Oz project for 2021.
Yes, so that's something that, as a sustaining contribution that a Holland in Bloom does give to the Oz book. It is something that we try to continue to do every single year. We talked about it on an earlier show that, the changes that they're making to the book. So it's extremely critical. Holland in Bloom really takes ownership of that book. It was their idea and initiative to bring that book to Holland. So, it's kind of like taking care of their own baby.
Indeed, it is. Linda Hart with the Holland Area Visitors Bureau joins us every Thursday morning to talk a little bit about what's going on in downtown and in Holland in general with travel and tourism. It is Destination Downtown presented by the Windmill Restaurant. Linda, thank you very much for joining us. Look forward to chatting with you again next week.
Sounds great, Gary. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Linda Hart on 99.7 and 1450 WHTC.